Hello, learners. Today we are going to discuss about mafic rocks. We'll first introduce. We'll have the introduction. This is the outline, and the rocks which come under mafic rocks are basalt, gabbro, and dolerite. Their megascopic characters, the minerals present in these rocks, then textures, and then at the end we will summarize what are these mafic rocks. Mafic rocks have low silica content, which is between 45 to 52% silica, composed of high iron magnesium minerals like pyroxene and olivine. And the most common rocks which come under these are gabbro, dolerite, and basalt. Mafic, the word has come from Ma comes from magnesium, F comes from ferrum, and Ic represents having the character of. These are highly enriched in iron and magnesium, and calcium content is much higher than potassium and sodium, that is, the alkali content is lower than calcium. Dominantly, iron magnesium rich silicates are there. The minerals like olivine, pyroxenes, amphibole, and biotite, these are all dark colored minerals which impart dark color to the mafic rocks. And also plagioclase, which is calcium rich plagioclase, is also present in these rocks. The fine grained volcanic igneous rock, mafic rock, is basalt, and the medium grained one is dolerite, and gabbro is the coarse grained equivalent. You can see basalt and gabbro shown here. Basalt is fine grained. You cannot see the rock, the grains, and gabbro is much coarser grained. Igneous rock, it can be igneous volcanic or which is extrusive mafic, which are erupted basalt. We are talking about basalt, and it can be found in variety of tectonic environments like mid-oceanic ridges, island arcs, back arc basins, intraplate oceanic islands, large igneous provinces, intracontinental rifts, and continental flood basalts. Basalts have wide spread occurrence. Some of the important facts. The most abundant volcanic rock on the earth, basalt. It forms at ocean floor as well as in the continent. It comprises of more than 90% of all volcanic rocks. Much of the ocean floor is made up of basalt, and it occurs in variety of tectonic environments. Some of the important facts, let's continue with that. It occurs as small intrusive bodies like dikes and sills. It is fine grained, is dark in color. The color is because of the dark colored minerals like magnesium bearing, iron magnesium bearing, augite, and pyroxenes and olivine. And it may also contain mantles and olites. Basaltic magma is parental to most of the more evolved magma types that develop through fractional crystallization. In spite of its relatively simple mineralogy, it is important to study basalt. 45 to 50% weight percent of silica is there chemically if we talk about. It has abundant iron, magnesium, and calcium. It has very little amount of sodium and potassium. Color wise, it is mesocritic. It is dark gray to black, is greenish in, can be greenish in color also, reddish black or brown when it is altered. Some of the megascopic characters is fine grained, and dark colored. It is mostly ephiric. Ephiric means there is usually the rock doesn't have phenocrysts. Phenocrysts are larger than the ground mass. Some are porphyritic. It means there are some larger grains surrounded by ground mass, which is final grained. In the field, mode of eruption characterizes morphology of the body, its structure and texture. Like on the ocean floor, it may develop pillow basalt, and so depending upon where it is found, so in the field, it has different characteristics. It forms extensive lava flows having low viscosity. It is mafic rock, so mafic magma has low viscosity, or pyroclastic, it may have pyroclastics. Gas cavities or vesicles may form in thin lava flows. Gas cavities form when the gases escape from the lava and that gets solidified. It leaves gas cavities, and those may get filled up with secondary minerals, which are, in that case, the rock is known as amygdaloidal basalt. In the field, columnar and polygonal joints can be seen quite commonly in basaltic outcrops. Outcrops are easily susceptible to mechanical and chemical weathering by penetration of groundwater along the polygonal joints and fractures, so rock gets altered quite easily. Mineralogy wise, you can see the figure. You can see this is cross nickel figure or thin section photomicrograph, where calcium rich plagioclase and pyroxene is dominant in equal proportion, and the plagioclase is having more of calcium than sodium. Olivine may be there in subordinate amount. Sometimes hornblende is also there, hypersthene, felspathoids, biotite, and rarely garnet can also be there. Sometimes secondary quartz in varying proportion may be there depending on the degree of alteration. Mineralogy wise, plagioclase commonly is labradorite variety, pyroxene is commonly augite. Enstatite or pigeonite or quartz will never coexist with nepheline or leucite. Nepheline or leucite are quartz deficient minerals, so they will never be occurring with enstatite and pigeonite or quartz. Accessory minerals, spinel usually occurs as inclusions in olivine and clinopyroxene. Apatite, magnetite, vulvospinel, ilmenite, glass can also be there. Leucite may be there when the basalt is alkaline in nature. Potash feldspars may be there in silica saturated basalts, and hornblende. As we already talked about, basalt gets altered very easily. So, the altered and low grade metamorphic minerals are as follows. Olivine can get altered to serpentine. Pyroxene may get altered to chlorite. Plagioclase may get altered to cerussite or saussurite, which is clay minerals. Glass and some other minerals may get converted to saussurite. Microscopically, grains are mostly anhedral, very fine grained. Euhedral phenocryst may be there, which is commonly found in porphyritic basalt. In porphyritic basalt, as we talked about, there are some phenocrysts, larger phenocrysts, and surrounded by fine grained matrix. Intergranular texture with polygonal spaces are there, may be there between plagioclase layers occupied by augite. Texturally, the rock is cryptocrystalline or microcrystalline. You can see the figure. It is so fine grained, the grains are hardly visible. Components are crystalline and non-crystalline. Both are there. Irregularly arranged and compact. The rock is compact. It is aphanetic. Aphanetic means the grain size is very fine grain. We cannot see the rocks, the grains with naked eye, and it is ephiric. When it is ephiric, it doesn't have phenocrysts, but sometimes it may also contain some microphenocrysts. It may also be porphyritic in nature. Sometimes it can be even commonly glomeroporphyritic. What is glomeroporphyritic? It means clusters of grains may be there, crystals may be there, which may form larger masses. So that texture is known as glomeroporphyritic. Intersertal texture is there, which is polygonal, in which polygonal spaces are there between laths of plagioclase, which is filled by mostly glassy material. It is vitrophyric nature. When it is vitrophyric, it has phenocrysts of plagioclase and or augite, which is surrounded by glassy material. So these are the different textures which can be found in basalt. Rock types, it can be tholeiitic basalt, which is tholeite, or it can be alkali basalt. Tholeiitic basalt is predominantly is in the upper layers of oceanic crust and oceanic islands. Alkali basalt is commonly found in ocean islands and in continental magmatism. Tholeiitic basalt or tholeite is silica saturated or oversaturated. This is the characteristics of these rocks. And olivine tholiites contain olivine phenocryst. Plus, it also contains clinopyroxene plagioclase. In quartz tholiites, hypersthene olivine is there. Quartz may be present in the ground mass. Alkali basalt is silica undersaturated. Since it is silica undersaturated, feldspathoids like nepheline or leucite may form. Olivine often occurs as phenocrysts. You know that olivine, nepheline, leucite, these don't occur along with quartz, right? So, olivine often occurs as phenocrysts and occasionally with augite. Now, we talk about its coarser variety, intrusive variety, gabbro. Gabbro is dark mafic intrusive rock. You can see the figure in which you can see dark mineral and white mineral, lighter colored minerals. The lighter colored ones are plagioclase, the darker ones are the dark colored mafic minerals. Gabbro is basaltic in composition, but its texture is different. It is essentially composed of calcium plagioclase and ferromagnesian minerals, augite, hornblende, and minor amount of olivine. It is chiefly composed of clinopyroxene and plagioclase. When more than 5% of clinopyroxene is replaced by crystals like gabbro-norite, it is called as gabbro-norite. When more than 95% of orthopyroxene is present, it is called as norite. So, gabbro-norite and norite are gabbroic rocks. So, these are the varieties of gabbro. Large intrusions of gabbro exhibit chemical and mineralogical layering. A systematic study of layered rocks provides details about crystallization history of the magma and indirectly records evolution of the magma. Some of its megascopic characters, color-wise, it is mesocritic. Color is somewhat intermediate, dark gray, greenish, greenish black, brownish. So, these are the different colors which gabbro may have. Appearance-wise, it is coarse-grained intrusive, has high proportion of ferromagnesians and homogeneous with same texture and composition. You can see the figure of gabbro here. Essentially, the essential minerals, what are essential minerals? Which are present, which describe the rock, which has to be there for the rock to be named, the name which is given to it. The essential minerals are calcium with plagioclase, diopside, augite, hypersthene, olivine, and amphiboly. Accessory minerals are apatite, magnetite, ilmenite, quartz, alkali feldspar, and feldspathoids. Secondary minerals can also be there, like chlorite, titanite, serpentine group of minerals, epidote. Texturally, gabbro is phaneritic. Phaneritic means the grains are large enough to be visible with the naked eye, or you can use also hand lens. Holocrystalline, there is no glassy material, it is completely crystalline, so it is holocrystalline. Hypidiomorphic means subhedral, gray crystals are subhedral, many of the crystals are subhedral, like plagioclase can be subhedral, and it is equigranular, grain size is same all over the rock. It has typical salt and pepper texture, which you can see in the hand specimen photo here. Sometimes plagioclase laths are aligned parallel to layering. Structurally, it is commonly layered. In that case, we say that it has cumulate structure. It may show alternating light and dark bands. Light ones are composed of feldspar-rich and the darker ones are pyroxene and are olivine-rich layers. Mineralogically, it is chiefly composed of mixture of equigranular ferromagnesian minerals, diopside and augite. Orthopyroxene may or may not be present, and olivine and hornblende may also be there. Plagioclase is labradorite and to biotinite composition. You can see the photomicrograph, plagioclase crystals you can see, and augite crystal also you can see. Plagioclase is showing parallel or albite twinning. Even though the mineral is not albite, it is basically having more of calcium. named on the basis of mineral compositions, distinguished on the basis of presence of quartz or feldspathoid, and relative proportions of alkali feldspar and plagioclase. There is varying degrees of alteration which give rise to secondary minerals like sericite, calcite, epidote. Microscopic characters we can see, it has you can see the photomicrograph augite, you can see augite has showing twinning, and you can also see polysynthetically twinned plagioclase. It has polyclitic texture which is very common. It may show ophitic texture or subophitic texture in which plagioclase crystal may be partly or fully included in augite. In this photomicrograph you can see plagioclase crystal is partly included within augite. Anhedral crystals of augite enclose small crystals of randomly or euhedral plagioclase layers, which you can see in this photomicrograph. The varieties of gabbro are hyposthene bearing and plagioclase bearing gabbro, which is norite, and alkali gabbro, which is augite and dominantly orthoclase and microcline, along with alkali amphibole. There are other rock types also which like proctolite, which is olivine and plagioclase bearing, and it has minor amount of pyroxene. On the basis of relative proportion of quartz or feldspathoid and proportion of alkali feldspar or plagioclase, it can be the different types of gabbro can be monzo gabbro, quartz gabbro, quartz monzo gabbro, foid gabbro. We talked about basalt and gabbro. Basalt is the volcanic equivalent of gabbro, and dolerite is intermediate between basalt and gabbro. It is dark colored, mafic, holocrystalline, and it is subvolcanic or hyperbasal rock, and compositionally it is equivalent to gabbro and basalt. Texturally also it is between gabbro and basalt. Basalt is very fine grained, gabbro is coarse grained, and dolerite is intermediate. You can see the photomicrograph of dolerite shown here, in which you can see some grains are larger, but it is finer than gabbro but coarser than basalt. So let us summarize what we have learned today. We discussed about mafic rocks. Mafic rocks are dark colored rocks which are iron magnesium bearing rocks which are formed in different tectonic conditions. It can form under different tectonic settings. Mafic rock can be both volcanic or intrusive, and intermediate of these volcanic and intrusive rocks are dolerite. These rocks are largely composed of pyroxene and plagioclase, which are the main minerals which are present in these rocks. In case of basalt, gabbro and dolerite, these minerals are present which is common in all these three types of rocks, but their grain sizes are different. Apart from these minerals, there are other varieties of minerals also in these rocks. Some of the rocks are silica deficient, in which case alkali rich, and in that case minerals like olivine will be more and also leucite, nepheline will be there. In general, all the mafic rocks are having 45 to 50 weight% of silica. So you can see silica content is quite low in these rocks. Now these rocks have different minerals. So depending upon the variety of minerals present in these rocks, they are given different names. We already talked about these minerals and these varieties, like in case of gabbro, norite and alkali gabbro are there. In case of norite, hyposthene and plagioclase is there, whereas in case of alkali gabbro, augite and dominantly orthoclase and microcline are there. Alkali gabbro means alkaline content is high. So alkaline minerals like orthoclase and microcline are dominantly present along with alkali amphiboles. Texturally, if we summarize, let us say these rocks are very compact. Their grains are large. I mean, in case of gabbro, grains are large enough, whereas in case of basalt and in case of dolerite. In case of basalt, the grains are so fine grained that we cannot see the grains with naked eye, so it is called as aphanitic, whereas in case of dolerite, the grains are intermediate between basalt and gabbro, so the rock is having a medium grain size. The chief minerals which are present in these rocks are mainly pyroxenes like diopside, augite, and other minerals like orthopyroxene may or may not be present. And plagioclase is always there. It is calcium rich, and structurally, if we talk about, there are commonly the rocks are the gabbro basically, which is very common rock, right? Most common is basalt after all these rocks, but gabbro is commonly layered and it has cumulate structure. It may have alternating color, dark and light color, and texturally it has phaneritic, holocrystalline, hypidiomorphic, that is equigranular gabbro, right? In case of basalt, the minerals are very fine grained. Thank you.